turned into a bit of a chilly night now here in North Somerset, Scott. Disappointing result in the end for the Rebels. Was it just a case of the better team won?
Yeah, 100%. I thought Weston were really, really good. I just apologise to the boys in there. If we'd have played the game again, I probably would have set up differently. They've definitely improved, I think, since last year. I think it's fair to say. I think they've got some really, really good footballers. They look after the ball really well. We wanted to be really brave and really aggressive in the way that we played by leaving sort of three high. And it just didn't work tonight. Our quality to them or out from the back or from midfield just wasn't good enough. We didn't really find a key pass or a composed pass, and it just invited more and more pressure. And don't get me wrong, I've taken responsibility for setting us up, but I think at the same time the lads need to show a bit more quality when they do play out from the back and try and find feet, try and find space, whatever it might be. But yeah, listen, they're a really, really good side, and credit to them, the best team won. And I also just said to the lads in there's been a lot of plaudits and a lot of compliments recently, and it might not be the worst thing in the world. Obviously we don't like losing football matches, but we seem like we've been riding the crest of a wave and everyone's been getting their compliments. So yeah, it might just bring us back down a peg or two, which might not be the end of the world. So we'll have to see how we react on Saturday. Really tough game obviously against Hemel, but yeah, we can't be too disappointed. We've obviously had a really good start, winning 5 games out of 7, which is an incredible achievement so far.
Yeah, Charlie Horlock had a bit of a busier day than he's probably had so far in a Slough Town shirt. What could have been done, do you think, better just to sort of stifle them a little bit more and help him out a little bit more?
Yeah, listen, we probably needed to drop another one back into midfield just to sort of alleviate the pressure. They had a lot of ball in midfield and not enough pressure on the ball at times. And we thought we could sort of sit in a shape and be really hard and compact and hard to break down. When you actually look at the goals, there's one that's from a cross that's gone all the way in and then a mistake from myself. So that's probably scratching the surface, though. I think there was some other chances where Charlie's made some really, really good saves. So I'm not just going to look at the goals that were scored, I'm going to have a look at the chances that were created by Weston as well. So yeah, no dramas in terms of the best team winning. We go into a lot of games almost with the attitude or the mentality, may the best team win. And we have a game of football and we go for it. So one thing we didn't do last year is sort of go away from home and get too many draws. We do take the handbrake off, we do go for it. And I think that's probably my mentality, that I love winning games of football. So, yeah, there's a lot to learn from tonight, but listen, we take it on the chin and we go again.
And it looked like Jamal Prosper towards the end there was feeling something, perhaps a hamstring issue. I'm not quite sure. Is there more issues to come?
Yeah, he's having a rub in there. I don't want to sound like a broken record because I've heard every other manager in the league talk about it. We are obviously light on numbers, which isn't ideal, but it's the same for everyone. So we probably don't have the strength and depth as a lot of other squads. But listen, we roll the punches. There's no excuses. I believe in the lads that come out to the pitch, the lads that we've got on the bench. But just tonight we weren't good enough. But Jammers is getting a little rub on his hamstring, and then now we'll see how he is. But yeah, listen, we just move on to the next one. It is what it is. We can't change it now. And full credit to Weston. Scotty's got them playing really good football. He has done for years. So we knew what to expect, and we just weren't quite good enough tonight.
Is there anything early doors after the game that you've picked up where it feels to me like we've played probably the best team we've played so far this season? Is there anything you can already pick out of that game and think, yeah, we need to do this to try and...
Do you know what? It's really interesting, Con. So if that game was played on at our place on 3G and the pitch is dry, it probably suits us. But when they're passing it and it's a tempo to the game and they pass it really, really well, the tempo increases, of course it does. And the balls that we're sort of playing in down the sides and behind, they're scooting out for goal kicks. And yeah, we need to find a different way of playing. We obviously know tonight we had to be better with the ball. And when we did actually get down and pass it on a few occasions, we looked okay. But yeah, listen, I would have changed a few things for sure. I think we certainly looked more solid as a back three. We started off with a back three and a midfield 4, but I felt like we were just getting open down the sides, a few overlaps and too many crosses. So we went back to a back 4, and then we're always susceptible. 2v2 up front when Makuti goes and joins Ruben Reid. And they're a handful. They're really, really physical, powerful. I thought Ruben Reid was a handful all night. He's experienced, he uses his body well. So yeah, a lot of learning. Like, we're learning all the time, I just said in there. I'm learning all the time. Definitely not the finished article. So I actually quite enjoy the nights where I can sit back and watch it, evaluate it, and see what I've learned from tonight. So hopefully it's not a bad thing.
And we move into another tough test on Saturday at home to Hemel Hempstead. They're on another good run as well themselves. Do you think we can use this defeat to kind of sober ourselves down and go again on Saturday and keep the home run, which is obviously very well known at this point, going?
Yeah, it's probably a good phrase. It's obviously sober yourself down. We've had so many plaudits, and I've been quite wary of it. And I've had text messages and whatnot from different managers and people in football saying what a fantastic start. And we don't want to believe the hype, because we know what we are, we know who we are, and we probably know where we are. So we were top of the form guide up until the end of August. That's all we were. We've been top of the form guide before, throughout the middle of the season. So we've just done it at the beginning of the season, which is great, because we've got off to a good start. But we know now that we need to go and obviously put some results together. We sort of look at it in batches of 5. We've won 1 out of the 2 so far in the next batch of 5. So if we can try and win our home games, then great. But we need to probably find a different way to play away from home. Just be a little bit more secure and solid. And like you say, it's a great learning curve. So you obviously learn more when you lose, and not as much when you win, because you think you just roll into the next game. So no, overall a disappointing night. The best team won, and we've learnt a hell of a lot. Just quickly as well, the travelling fans con, obviously really good noise at the end there. I thought they outsung the Western ones, telling us to keep their heads up and whatnot, as they always do. So massive thanks to them coming down on a Tuesday night and obviously sticking by us.
Cheers, Scott.
Cheers, thank you.